Today, I want to talk about how small businesses who are interested in corporate contracting can take their first 5 steps in getting started. It's not as hard as you think, but I do need to preface this by saying corporate contracting is a discipline. It is a nuance. You cannot use the same tactics you used as a small business selling to another small business and just think you're going to get a corporate contract. The first thing to understand is that corporate contracting is the long game, y'all. That's why we teach you 5 corporate companies to target every 60 days so you can create a demand flow, a pipeline of these corporations, because it really is not transactional. It is relationship driven. Okay. It is about who you know, who knows you, and the value that you can bring and how you cultivate that relationship and start bringing value before you ever close the first deal. So if you're unfamiliar with this technique, if you don't know anything about what we do at ProcuraFind, this is literally what we do. We built an entire community at ProcuraFind.com committed to helping small businesses get connected to corporate contracts faster. Our goal is to get you connected in your first 90 days if you show that you're ready. There's a big if. I caveat that because a lot of people will become members and they're not willing to do the work. They think it's a magic pill, and it's not a magic pill. You actually have to put into this. You have to understand how the game works, and that's why we are here. But today I'm going to give you some real value, speaking of value, and I want you to write this down, okay? So I'm going to kind of unpack it a little bit so that this video makes sense. I want you to be able to walk away with 5 usable steps that you can get, you can really start working on immediately, okay? Now, everything I'm gonna talk about today is in the new book, Be the Contract-Winning Supplier by yours truly, Dr. Dawn-Nicole McIlwain. So if you miss a step, you literally have this at your fingertips, all right? So let's jump in. The first thing is I'm talking to small businesses who really know what they do. I'm not talking to you if you just started yesterday. Like, no disrespect, we all have to start somewhere. But the first thing you want to understand is major corporations are not looking to take a chance on a newbie because you're probably still trying to work out your mission, probably still trying to work out your vision. You don't know who you sell to yet. You don't have any past experience under your belt. But don't worry, it doesn't mean you can't be developed up. You can still take these steps and aspire to be that. So I'm really targeting right now those companies who've been in business 2 years plus. You've already made about 200,000 or higher, which is good for you. You probably already have had a contract, even if you may not even be considering it a corporate contract, but maybe you got a contract last year from a company. And if you look at that, that could be considered a contract. It may not be with a large organization, but you've made some money. You have a track record. So here's what we teach our members at ProcuraFind. And today I'm going to give you the steps, but I'm not going to go super deep into the how because I will be here all day. That's why you should become a member of ProcuraFind.com. Step 1. The first thing I want you to do is identify your top 5 target list. Who is on your radar? So many people will come to me and be like, Dr. Dawn-Nicole, I haven't been connected to anybody. That's because you don't know who you want to connect with. And it is not a strategy to say, I want to be connected to everybody. Who is the somebody's already looking for you? You already know that they historically buy what your company offers or sells, right? So that's the first thing, is defining your top 5 target. I say that from the mountaintop, and I'll say it over and over again. Now that you have your top 5 target list, which is what we teach you at ProcuraFind, the next thing is I want you to research. What type of research do I want you to do? So you have to know what to research on. So some of the key things that we teach is research on their corporate social responsibility or their corporate responsibility. This is a public report. It's usually called the CSR, so Corporate Social Responsibility Report. This is something that they typically produce annually. You're going to take your top 5. So if one of your top 5 is McDonald's, I want to train franchise leaders, right? I want to be the vendor, the small business vendor, to train franchises because I have a background in training franchises, right? Or maybe I want to give laptop supplies, right? Or maybe cleaning solution, whatever your thing is for why you chose that company. The very next thing you want to do is research to understand who are the current vendors they're working with today, right? Are they already buying services in that space? Does McDonald's historically have a track record for outsourcing its franchise training? This is the type of information you want to research ahead of time to make sure that you don't go down a rabbit hole unnecessarily. All right, some other research that you want to do, and this is spot on. I hope y'all are taking some good notes. The next thing you want to do is, it's a new year. So whatever year you are in, you want to actually start to ask yourself, What is the strategic direction of the company this year? Every single year when it comes to supplier sourcing, and the term is strategic supplier sourcing. That's the other thing, is you have to know what the terms are. You have to speak their lingo, and we help you with that at ProcuraFind by getting you corporate contract ready certified, which teaches you the glossary terms, what to research on, all the good stuff. But anyway, you're going to research on what is this company's strategic sourcing goals for 2026 or 2027 or whatever year you are in. Every single year, these companies look to make that public. You want to know that information because the more intel you have, the more informed you can be. Okay. You also want to research on things like their ESG report, which stands for environmental, social, governance. This is really a company's commitment to how they are going to impact and do better in the environmental space. So how will I be green, right? Environmentally conscious? What is my social responsibility, right? And how will I govern myself? And this is typically public. So this is all information and reports that you can find pretty easily. Also, it may be a good idea to look for their investor reports, because typically who their investors are can be very telling on the direction that the company is going. And plus, when investors invest, they usually state why. There's an initiative. This is public record. So these are all things you want to show. Ultimately, when you're doing the research, you're trying to make sure that there's a good fit for what you offer, because you don't want to go down a rabbit hole. Okay. So again, historical data. Number 3. Once you've done this with your 5, right, and try to get this done in a matter of 2 weeks if you can, with ChatGPT and Gemini and everything we now have, it should be much, much easier. In Perplexity, it's much easier for you to do research quickly. So you ain't got to like go digging through no public record if you don't have to, right? Everything is online now. So number 3, assuming that on your top 5 list, the research checks out, these are good fits for you in your top 5 list. And by the way, we have a downloadable for you. So when you become a member today, one of the things that we will do, in fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be really, really nice to you guys. I'm going to put a link in the chat to our downloadable top 5 list so that you can download it and use it. So I'm going to put that in the chat just for you. Okay. So I'm going to do that. So we already have this top 5 list that allows you to type out or write out 5 companies, what industries those companies are in. Are they national? Are they regional? Are they local to you? Right. It matters because this gives you some ability to scale why you think it's a good fit for you and what exactly you will offer. So this helps you to frame your thinking around your pursuit of these 5 companies. So I will do that for you because I love small businesses and I love you even more if you become a member, but I'm gonna give that to y'all for free. All right, so the third thing, you did your research. So number 1, you built your list. Number 2, you did your research. Number 3, here's what I want you to do next. I want you to go and become a registered supplier in all 5 of those companies' portals, right? Register as a supplier. Now, if you don't know what that is, again, it's all in the book. I ain't got time. I'm going to make another video on what it means to be a registered supplier. But I want you to register to do business with these companies. And this is what this means. You're going to research for all 5 of your companies, their registration portal for third-party vendors or third-party suppliers. Very easy reverse search to do. Some of it will be right there on their website, but you can just get there faster if you just go to ChatGPT and say, hey, for McDonald's, take me to their third-party registration portal for suppliers or their supplier registration portal. The point is, you will never be invited to bid with that company or to an RFP, a request for proposal or request for information or request for quotation if you're not on their radar, if you're not in their portal. And a lot of people like mistake this because they will become a certified small business and they will stop there. They'll be like, yep, I'm certified to do business in this state or with this corporation, right? Or through this agency, but you haven't taken the next step to register in any of these supplier portals of the companies you want to do business with. So my friends, that's what you're going to do next as step 3. Now, as you register to do business as a supplier in their portals, by the way, a supplier is you. Any small business who aims to provide services, products, or goods to a major corporation is thereby a supplier, a vendor, a contractor. I have to clear that up because I get that a lot. We're not suppliers. We're my friend, you're a supplier if you're going to be supplying goods and services and products to a major corporation. So now that is step 3. But guess what? A lot of small businesses think that that's where it stops, but it's not true. That's where it starts. Now that you've registered to do business in their registration portal, step 4. And by the way, step 3 is going to probably take you an hour and a half to 2 hours. So this is no easy feat. It is going to require documentation. It's like Filling out a job application. You're going to have all of your docs in a folder. We teach you all of this when you become corporate contract ready certified. Again, I'll put that on the screen if you're interested in actually getting the study guide for understanding all of this stuff from start to finish. If you're that type of person where you like a process, this is what the CCR exam, the corporate contract ready exam, will teach you, and the certification will validate that you know it. Anyway, so after you've registered to do business with these corporations, you all, it is time to take the next step. How do you, as a small business owner, take the conversation from the registered supplier portal, right, to an actual conversation? This is where the strategy comes in. Lean in, write this down, my friends. Okay, so step 4, you are now going to take the conversation to LinkedIn. This is exactly what you do. Don't miss any of these steps. Lean in here, get your pen. So in step 4, you're going to do a couple of things when it comes to the LinkedIn strategy that we teach you next. Number 1, you're going to like the pages of the companies. You're going to like and follow the pages. This seems like a no-brainer, but a lot of people will say, hey, I'm trying to get on at McDonald's or McKesson, right? Or IBM or Michelin or whoever's on your list, and they're not even on your social radar. You're not even following them. The very least, it's free. The very least you can do is follow the company that you want to do business with. So here's what I want you to do next. I want you to go to LinkedIn. I want you to like and follow the page, okay? So when you like and follow the page, there's going to be an immediate presence that you're going to see in your feed around this company. You'll get to see the events that they're doing, what they care about, who the people are. This is all imperative to that strategy. So now that you've followed and you like them on LinkedIn, which is step 4, I want you to start to research the people, because this is where you make it real. And y'all, this is golden. We charge money for this, but if you're a member, you get it for free, or if you buy the book, it's all right here. So here's what you're going to do next. You're going to start to follow the people. But what people? Who are the key people if you're a small business and you're trying to get the attention of the company on your list? Well, we teach you these terms with the corporate contract ready exam. Some of the people you want to look for are, number 1, people with the name procurement manager, right? Or merchandiser or buyer. So you're looking for corporate buyers, people with the name buyer in their name, or procurement manager, or strategic sourcing. You can even look up program managers. Now, why would you want to know who Michelin's program managers, for example, or IBM or McDonald's program managers? Because the program managers, the word program means that they are managing a bunch of projects, and the program manager is at the top of all these projects and has purview of the projects, the needs for the year, the different initiatives, and they control the budget, right? So you need to get in front of key people. Some of the reason why y'all aren't getting responses is you're targeting the wrong people. So again, all things we teach you, don't have time to unpack the differences now, but again, these are some of the people that you're looking to get connected with. Now that you are connected, you're going to send a connections request. And this part is so good. This is still part of step 4, the LinkedIn strategy. And what you're going to do is you're going to do something like this. You're going to say, hey, my name is Dr. Dawn-Nicole. I'm with ProcuraFind. I'm also a registered supplier in your McDonald's registration portal or in your third-party vendor system. So if I'm talking to McDonald's, the way that I'm going to connect with, I'm going to just say Tina or Harold, who does not know me at all on LinkedIn, is I'm going to introduce myself as a registered supplier. I'm registered to do business as a third-party vendor or third-party supplier in your portal. I follow the page, I see upcoming events, and I'd love an opportunity to speak with you about needs in this particular space around this initiative. So again, have something specific. This is why the research matters. This is why following the page matters, because now you have the meat, the intel to be informed and to have an intelligent conversation around an initiative that you see. This is critical. Okay, so you're going to make a connections request. When Tina or Harold or whoever I just said accepts the request, the very next thing, sometimes when they accept the request, they will literally respond to your message. But oftentimes you want to start keeping track. So on your list, remember that top 5 target list that we told you we would give you, you're going to check the box. All right, I did all these things. I registered to do business with McDonald's, right? As a supplier, check. I'm following the page, check. I reached out to Tina and Larry and Tim, right? And Tina's role is X, Tim's is this, right? And waiting for a response. And so you can start to track this in your CRM. So some of you use HubSpot, I know we do, or maybe it's in Excel. Listen, you ain't got to be fancy. Start where you are. So now that you're tracking it, be aware when Tina accepts your request, then you're going to come back on and say, Tina, thanks for connecting with me. As I mentioned, we're a third-party vendor looking to support the goals of McDonald's this year. We see that there's an initiative around this. Are you the best person to speak with? Would you be open to a 15-minute needs call or discovery call with me, or a 15-minute introductory call? And I always do like 15 minutes, right? And that's insane because realistically, we're gonna talk for 30 minutes, and if you like me, maybe 45. But the thing that these people don't want to give, they don't want to give up a lot of time unnecessarily. So the worst that could happen is you just get ignored, but then you keep on going with the right people in the food chain that I just gave you, okay? But what if you don't get ignored? Then the second worst thing that could happen is they could say, hey, I'm not the right person. Let me connect you with Heather. Right. Or maybe you'll be invited to an upcoming vendor event that you didn't know about. Right. The point is you need to move the needle. So in the final step, step 5, it is book the meeting. The goal is to get them on the call. And guess what, my friends? When you get them on that discovery call, which is step 5, you are winning. You are getting there, right? Which is just the beginning, because some relationships take a whole year from the first time you get the call all the way to the time you actually close the deal. If you don't believe me, see the video. I'll link it in the description here to how we built our relationship with Lowe's, which took a year. And I was just when I was getting impatient, not knowing where we were going, we closed the deal and became partners. So everything I'm sharing with you are things I actually do. But anyway, in step 5, your goal is to get them to the finish line. And here's the beauty of our technique. By the time and the point by which you get them on that discovery call, that introductory call, you've already done research. You know about their historical buying. You have some names on the page so you could ask, right? Is Larry the right person? I have Tim for this. Would Tim be the right? You can sound intelligent. So now you sound like an intelligent sparring partner who's interested in learning more about McDonald's on that call. And here's the thing. Here's a bonus tip. No, you're not paying me for this, but I'm going to give you this juicy nugget that we give to our members anyway. On the first call, the goal is not for you to overtalk. The goal is for you to listen. He or she who listens strategically wins the deal. You need to be an open book, have an open pad, and be willing to take notes. Know the discovery questions to ask. If you don't know what those are, I don't have time to give that here, but there's a whole nother video about powerful discovery questions for your first call with corporations. So asking the right questions, finding out what they need, letting them know you've already done some research. This will get you in the door. And the goal in the second call or the follow-up, right, after they've given you the information that you're asking for, you could say, great, well, if it's okay with you, I'd like to give you a few moments to share how we can help support some of those initiatives you just mentioned. Here's where I see us adding value. And, I'd love to continue the conversation. So you got to show listening first and then problem solving next. And sometimes problem solving doesn't happen until the next call. Sometimes that first call is just a capabilities call. So I hope that this is helpful. If you like content like this, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel. And if you're a small business looking to get connected to corporations this year and beyond, stop playing. Go to ProcuraFind.com. That is literally what we do. That is all we do, and we do it better than anybody else. We have one job, and that's to get you the contract. We are your agent. Become a member today by going to ProcuraFind.com, or listen, my friends, buy the book. If you don't have time for another membership, you can get everything I just mentioned in our book. Until now, signing off, Dr. Dawn-Nicole. I hope that you found value in this video.